Thanks to Corwin Motors for sponsoring the Keeping Score podcast. At Corwin Motors, they're proud to be family-driven for over 100 years. Their commitment goes beyond selling cars. They're dedicated to serving our community and providing you with the highest quality vehicles to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're searching for reliability, style, or comfort, they got you covered. They understand that you rely on their website for accurate and up-to-date information, and it's their promise to deliver relevant, detailed content that meets your needs. So if you're in the market for a new Chevrolet or just want to learn more, visit CorwinMotorsKalispell.com. Welcome, everybody, to the Keeping Score podcast presented by Corwin Motors. I am your host, Josh Amick. Last week, the Kalispell AA Lakers kicked off the start of their season. The Flathead Bravettes picked up their first win of the season. Another chapter of Crosstown took place in tennis, and a lot more events to get you up to speed on. So without further ado, let's get into last week's highlights. We're going to switch things up this week and jump right into tennis with the Crosstown matchup between Flathead and Glacier, with the Glacier boys tennis team reaching a milestone of 100 dual wins. And on the same day, the girls reached win number 90. One of the best matches of the day came at the girls' number one double spot between Glacier's Miley Fritz and Claire Ennis and Flathead's Nina Paris and Sarah Lauren. After splitting the first two sets, Paris and Lauren pulled away, winning the final two games to take the third set 6-3. Leading the way to the boys' victory was a sweep of the doubles matches with number one pairing Sam Engelet and Carl Bittney earning a 6-0, 6-0 victory in their match. Micah Klippenstein and AJ Zlogart also nabbed the victory without dropping a game. In the singles matches, Liana Linares outdueled Flathead's Elle Westover in the number one matchup, taking the victory in straight sets. Flathead earned a pair of wins from number one and number two singles Rowan Alexander and Holden Asping. Alexander outlasted Creed Norick in three sets, while Asping did not drop a game en route to his win. Also on Thursday, Whitefish picked up a 7-0 sweep of Libby, led by Maggie Mercer and Camry Kelch. Burst downed Maggie Fantinozzi 6-1, 6-2 to start the day, and fellow singles players Lindsey Grubb, Amy Hansen, and Allie Shores all tallied victories as well. In doubles, Mercer and Kelch picked up a 6-1, 6-1 decision over Bella Meyer and Aubrey Davis. The Bulldog boys took a 5-2 victory over the Loggers, with all three Whitefish doubles teams getting wins. Elsewhere in tennis, Sienna Blanchard earned a pair of victories on Saturday, one in singles and another in doubles, as Flathead Tennis split their duels with the Great Falls schools. On the boys' side, Michael Plummer scored a pair of points for Flathead with the forfeit win over the Bison and a 6-0, 6-1 victory against CMR's Lawrence Hoven. Both Flathead teams defeated Great Falls and fell to CMR. Moving on to my game of the week was also on the jam-packed Thursday events on the diamond between Eureka and Bigfork. The game went back and forth for 7 innings and needed extras to decide a winner, with the Lions scoring the winning run in the 8th inning for a 4-3 victory. Tice Van Orden started the rally for the Lions, lacing a leadoff double in the 8th inning. The next batter, Hunter Greavy, grounded out to the pitcher, and Van Orden was able to score from second on an error by the outfield. Eureka jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first inning as 3 of the first 4 batters hit a single, with Emmett McKim's knock scoring a run. Rowan Burrow followed with a sacrifice fly to score Hunter Greavy. Eureka loaded the bases in the 5th and retook the lead on Logan Cuff's hit by pitch. The Vikings responded the next inning when Hayden Mayer hit a 1-out double and scored on a Mason Lewis single, who was also on the mound. The tying run for Bigfork reached base in the 8th inning, but they never moved into scoring position. Bigfork also picked up a lopsided win on Saturday, 31-1 over Browning, as they scored 28 runs in the second inning alone. Liam Benson finished the game with 6 RBIs on 1 hit and 3 walks. He scored 3 runs as well. The Vikings sent 33 batters to the plate in that big second inning. Whitefish picked up a win on Thursday as well, 15-5 over Knox and Thompson Falls, after plating 9 runs in the 3rd inning, adding 4 more in the 4th, highlighted by Tate Armory's home run. In that 3rd inning, 6 straight batters reached base before the Red Devils were able to record an out. The Bulldogs then followed with the next 5 batters reaching base, highlighted by Drew Queen's double. All 9 starters recorded a hit for the Bulldogs, with Queen leading the way, going 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. The Kalispell AA Lakers made their season debut on Saturday. Oscar Callis' 2-out single plated 2 runs in the 7th inning, and the Kalispell AA Lakers beat Missoula 4-3 to salvage a split in the American Legion baseball doubleheader. The Lakers opened their season with a 12-5 loss to the Mavericks at Lindborg Craig Field, but rallied nicely behind pitchers Jackson Hano and Hunter Fan in the second game of the day. Kalispell rallied with 2 outs in the 7th. Fan and Luke Nikkinen singled, and both came around when Kalis singled up the middle, got past the center fielder for an error. The Lakers were swept on Sunday against Missoula, losing 8-7 and 8-5. Kalispell had a chance to tie it, but Carter Taylor struck out Cal Brink, and Missoula downed Kalispell 8-7 for a comeback win. Bryce Buckmaster started for the Lakers, and he threw 5 innings, allowing just 2 runs on 3 hits. He fanned 7, and in the first game, Missoula jumped out in front with 5 runners over the first 3 innings. Kalispell again had a chance with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th, but after a walk to Brink, Jackson Hano popped out to end the game. Luke Nikkinen started the game for Kalispell in Game 1. He fanned 4 in 4 innings of work. Cale Brink threw 3 innings in relief, allowing 1 run, and he did not surrender a hit. Moving on to softball, Mackenzie Brandt had another great week, hitting 2 home runs. Olivia Nyman socked another, and the Flathead Bravettes held off Missoula Hellgate for their first win of the season, 10-6 on Thursday. Brandt's 2-run shot broke a 1-1 tie in the 3rd inning and gave Flathead the lead for good. Brandt hit a leadoff homer, and Nyman drilled a 2-run shot to the left in a 3-run 7th inning, important runs as Hellgate answered with 3 runs in its half of their 7th. A 2-out 2-run single from Quinn Kirchheider narrowed the gap to 10-6 before Flathead pitcher Lacey Franklin got a flyout to end the game. Franklin went the distance, allowing 14 hits, 2 walks, and 3 earned runs. She struck out 5 nights. For the Wolfpack, their rally came up just short in their game against Sentinel. They were down 6-1 after 4 innings, but they were able to cut the lead to 8-7. Cass Rankowski had 2 hits and 2 runs batted in for the Wolfpack, including an RBI single to put her team up 1-0 in the first. After Olivia Gibbons' fly was misplayed for an error, it left 2 runners on with nobody out. But Piper Whitman retired the next 3 Glacier hitters to complete the win. On the track and field side of things, Ethan Anderson swept the hurdles, Brianna Barnes won twice, and the Glacier team dominated their track and field duel with Butte on its home track on Friday. Anderson cruised to victory in both hurdles races, winning the 110s in 14.98 seconds, as Wolfpack piled up a 98.67 points to 483 for the Butte boys. Barnes won the 300 hurdles and the pole vault, clearing 10 feet 6 inches, as the Glacier girls scored 102 points to 43 of the Lady Bulldogs. The Pack's Riley Bigelow hit her PR in the discus, winning with a throw of 122.8. The sophomore now sits number 2 in Class AA and number 4 for all classes. Allie Kruger won the shot, Jaden Pevy won the high jump, Addison Brissadine won the long jump, and Rachel Brannon took the triple for Glacier. At the MCPS Invitational, Flathead boys had plenty of highlights, including Ben Bliven winning the 100 meters in 10.89 seconds and the 200 in 22.02, with teammate William Hollensteller second at 22.07, a personal record. Bliven leads the state in both sprints going to Saturday in all classes. Kaysen Kastner hit his PR in the 800 at 153.97, which is Montana's top time. He beat a talented field that included Whitefish's Simon Douglas, who was second at 154.43, his best and the best in Class A. Kastner also finished third in the 1600. Lane Shivers ran the state's fastest 300-meter hurdles so far, winning with the PR of 39.03, and the Braves also swept the relays, making up most of a 7.5 deficit during the 4x400. Columbia Falls Jack Phelps took the 450.68, and teammate Lane Vorman threw 167.8 to beat the discus field. On the girls' side, Flathead's Olivia Reinhart ran a PR and all-class best time of 25.26 to win the 200 and took the 100-meter hurdles with a time of 14.85. Whitefish freshman Ginger Bergland ran 46.23 to win the 300 hurdles and set the early standard in the event for all classes. That is going to wrap up this week's episode of the Keeping Score podcast presented by Corwin Motors. As always, full recaps of the games and the meets can be found on the Daily Interlake page or athletic.net. I want to thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week on the Keeping Score podcast. Until then, take care.
A fire that broke out on a cold and dark February morning in 2024 sent the small northwest Montana town of Knoxon reeling. Beginning in the Angry Beaver General Store on Knoxon Avenue, the conflagration would eventually claim a neighboring restaurant and a storied bar. The town had lost 3/4 of its business community by the day's end. 7 months after the fire, people were still wondering, will Knoxon recover? Can it mount a comeback? What will rise from the ashes?
Stream Season 3 of the Daily Interlakes Deep Dive podcast on your favorite audio platform, or catch the 2-part series on our YouTube channel.